US President Joe Biden has cancelled his Quad visit over the US crisis. This is big news coming in, and after that cancellation, the Quad Leaders Summit in Australia has been cancelled. The Australian Prime Minister has had to cancel the Quad meeting in Sydney. This was after Biden decided to pull back from the visit over the US economic crisis. Albanese, however, has said as a Prime Minister that we are hopeful that at least Prime Minister Narendra Modi will visit Australia very soon. Listen in to what has been said by the Prime Minister.
Expressed very much his disappointment at being unable to come to Sydney for the Quad Leaders meeting and address the Parliament. President Biden, though, indicated that he was very much looking forward to coming down at a future date.
This is big news that after US President has pulled out of the Quad meeting, it has had to be cancelled. But the Australian Prime Minister say we are hopeful that at least Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be visiting. I want to bring in our Foreign Affairs editor Geeta Mohan on the same. Geeta, you know, this American crisis that Biden appears to have also referred to, but the point is that it's so big right now in the country that he's cancelled visiting Australia, visiting the Quad meeting that had to be cancelled. How does India respond to then that now? Geeta.
Well, Pooja, to begin with a quick correction, the Quad meeting has not been cancelled.
Okay.
The US President's visit has been postponed. To a question on the same, whether if Quad meeting has been cancelled, the Australian Prime Minister said that, well, the Quad leaders are going to meet on the sidelines of the G7 since Australia and India have been invited as guests. On the other hand, we also know that the Quad meeting, that is the Quad summit that is scheduled to take place in Australia, the venue remains the same. So Prime Minister Albanese saying that there will be a meeting, if not at the leadership level, the US could or likely be represented at senior official level. And so it could be Anthony Blinken who could represent the United States of America. It might not be the same as a summit level, but for now, Prime Minister Albanese maintaining that the Quad meeting could go through. Having said that, the bigger news over here is President Biden cancelling or postponing his visit to Australia with the domestic debt crisis that they are looking at. The negotiations are underway, and it seems like President Biden will not be able to steal away from the deep critical negotiations on increasing the debt ceiling.
What is the Indian reaction on that yet? And has any statement been coming in from the Prime Minister's office about his visit for now to Australia, Geeta?
Well, there has been no official statement or word from the Indian side, but Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit will go ahead as planned, and Prime Minister Albanese already confirmed that, given that he has a very packed schedule in Australia. The US President is somebody Prime Minister Modi will be meeting on the sidelines of G7 just ahead of the Australia visit. The G7 is to take place between 19th and 21st of May in Japan, following which the leaders were to travel to Papua New Guinea and later to Australia. So the Papua New Guinea-Australia leg for Biden has been cancelled. Prime Minister Modi will be meeting, and the leaders will certainly have bilateral and logistics Quad meeting in Japan as well.
So we'll wait and see how does the Indian Prime Minister react to it. And Geeta said for now the Quad meeting not cancelled, and we'll see how that progresses as well. But the big news, remember, is the economic crisis in America so huge that US President Joe Biden for now has decided to halt his visit to Australia for the Quad summit. I want you to listen in again to the Australian Prime Minister Albanese about what he has said. Even if US President does not come, who is he hopeful can make it for the meeting?
Expressed very much his disappointment at being unable to come to Sydney for the Quad Leaders meeting and address the Parliament. President Biden, though, indicated that he was very much looking forward to coming down at a future date.